Alright guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy walkthrough part 6. Now with this walkthrough, I'm actually going to be switching it up a little bit because the way I recorded it, it's a really big video. So I'm going to be doing most of the main mission in the beginning. Then I'm going to tailor off to do one of the side missions. Since I have control of the time with the real-time memory editor, I can stop the clock anytime I want, make sure I bang out all the side missions, then turn it back on and do some of the main missions. So that's what I'm going to be doing throughout the videos later on past this video. I didn't do it on this video. I mean, the time stopped a little bit, but the way I'm explaining it, the next video, you're going to see how I'm able to do it. I'm just going to stop it and then start it whenever I need it or whenever I don't need it. Just to bang out a lot of the side missions, because it's a lot of side missions, but it's not enough time to really get a lot of them done in the different towns. So this one is just to show you one of the side missions in the next town, and it's pretty good. So stay tuned for the part 8 should be, part 7 should be coming probably by the end of this week. And then I'm going to do part 8. I'm going to try to do them each week, one at least a week, just to move it quicker, because once I got sick, it kind of was harder to pump them out. So I'm going to try to do that at least once a week. Look for a Final Fantasy video. Even if it doesn't even do good, I'm going to finish this out, because that's how I am. Once I start something, I must finish it out. And then I'm going to move on. I got the South Park, so I might be shooting something for that. Just seeing how that looks.
This is for what I did.
Thanks for support. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
If you need a room, welcome to our hotel. Do you need a room? We eagerly await your next visit.
Step right up! Thanks as always!
The fight against chaos is a holy war.
You look like you're enjoying yourself. Good book?
It's my journal. I've written in it for years. I read through it every day. Reminds me of the past. I'm retired, so I have plenty of time on my hands.
Those are all yours? Every single one?
I've been writing for 500 years now. That adds up, you know. The memories. I've experienced so much in those years. I've really led a great life. Nowadays, I find joy in reading about the past and enjoying freshly baked delicious muffins. That's all a simple man like me really needs.
The simple pleasures in life for a simple man.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, speaking of freshly baked muffins.
Fresh out of the oven, just the way you like them.
Excellent. Thank you very much, young man.
You say that to me every day. Change it up a little, will ya?
Oh, I'll think of something different for you tomorrow. Let me see here. There you go.
Thanks. See ya.
Marlin bakes the most mouth-watering muffins. They're exquisite. He even delivers them to me here personally every day.
That's nice. You two seem like you're old friends.
Well, I'd like to think we're more than that. Talking to him always cheers me up. I've never had a family of my own. To me, that friendly boy who brings me muffins every day is like the son I never had.
Great memories, great food, and great friends. What more do you need? Looks like you're all set.
Indeed I am. I know we don't have much longer in this world, but even if everything ends tomorrow, I'll have no regrets. Well, except for one little thing. It's about these journals. Well, I'm afraid I lost the first one some time ago. It chronicles the first 50 years of my life. 50 years.
You want it back, of course.
Yes, I do. I don't suppose I could ask. Well, do you think you could look around for it?
Sorry, I don't make promises I can't.
I understand. We all have things to do, people to see. I can live without it.
Hey, is this the stone that Vanille's missing?
Oh, this rainbow sparkle, this sheen. Yes, this is it exactly. The saint will be thrilled to have it back, I'm sure.
I don't know how close you are with Vanille, but do you know why she cares so much about that particular stone?
I do. The saint confided the truth to me when it appeared lost forever. She told me that this stone, this very stone, was held clutched in her hand when she awoke from her crystal stasis 13 years ago. She claims this stone holds a special power. Every once in a very rare while, it shows a glimpse of the precious family who is lost to her now. I can tell she cares for them with all her heart.
Family? She must have meant Fang.
Oh my. You know of Lady Fang? Yes, it seems it was possible for the saint to sometimes get a glimpse of Lady Fang in the facets of that stone.
I can see why the stone meant so much to her. Tell Vanille I'm glad she has it back safe and sound.
Oh, I couldn't possibly give her that message. But you will have the chance to tell her yourself.
Huh?
The Holy Saint herself has expressed an interest in seeing you. And so I was asked to give you this. Here.
A key.
This is a copy of the key that unlocks the service entrance to the cathedral. The saint has no duties at this hour and should be found in her chambers. The gates are locked. But if you use that key that you have there...
Then I'll be able to see Vanille.
Yes. Just thinking that I might get to see the saint smile again fills my heart with nothing but joy and happiness. Heretics are creatures of the dark.
There's really not much time left until you need to return to the Ark.
Time for work.
Good morning.
The hunter is mad.
Lightning?
Long time no see, Vanille. You look well, and you haven't changed. You're just as I remember.
Me and everyone else. But you don't mean it like that, do you?
Vanille, We'd fought together once, a long time ago. We were comrades in arms in a battle against gods who toyed with human destiny. And at the end of that battle, she sacrificed herself. She turned into a great crystal pillar, rising from the plains of Pulse, holding a world full of people safe in the sky.
But then 13 years ago, she came back.
You again?
Oh.
So you two know each other?
Oh yes, we've been together ever since I woke up. Right, thick as thieves.
But Fang's not around.
Well, we woke up at the same time, and we were together for a while, but she left.
And you decided to stay behind under the protection of the Order? You must have a reason.
Uh-huh. There's something I have to do. It has to be me, and it has to happen right here.
There's a lot of chaos swirling around in here. I'd have thought the Order's cathedral at least would still be clear.
Yes, I know. It hurts terribly. I understand. But it won't be long now. You'll be free soon.
Vanille, who are you talking to? What is this stuff?
A wind of sorrow, the lament of the dead. Can't you hear their voices? Lost souls crying out in pain and suffering.
You mean this wind is the dead?
Yeah, they've been drawn here, one after another. All the people who died after the chaos poured through the gate. They've been swallowed by the chaos, and now they're trapped inside. I can feel it. All their sadness, all their grief. They're swirling around me. Every single cry feels like a dagger. Right in my heart.
There must be so many millions of souls, and you feel all their pain? That can't be.
Our world is being destroyed. There's no place for them to come back to. And there's no way for them to be reborn anymore. So they're caught in the chaos with their pain. They just can't escape it. The Order believes that the souls have to be saved from their sorrow. They say the only way to do that is to offer them oblivion. Vanille's job is to call them to her so that can happen.
All of those souls at the same time? But Vanille, will you be able to handle all that?
I don't have any choice. Besides, if she doesn't, can you guess what will happen? This wind has been building for years. Layers of souls, a black hole of pain. Try and imagine how much energy is inside.
If it ever got out, all at once.
It'd be the end of this world, and the future as well.
Finally, I have you back. Did you run into a chaos infusion or something?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. I'm fine.
I'm glad to hear that. Oh, and Vanille was looking well. Don't you think so?
Hope, is it me, or do you sound happy? Does someone have a little crush?
What are you talking about, Light? Of course not. You do know that it's almost time, don't you?
So, making a triumphant return.
You again.
Right, can you hear me? I'm getting interference.
Buzz off, Hope. He does like to talk, that one. But jeepers, that was some showdown. Didn't go like I thought.
How so?
Okay, pop quiz. You get a special treat if you can tell me who showed Noel the Oracle Drive recording.
I'm guessing you?
Boy, I really underestimated the Shadow Hunter. I never expected he'd sabotage the prophecy himself.
After you went to all that trouble to set it up, my heart bleeds for you.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I didn't want it to go down any more than you. I'm happy it didn't. The world in that prophecy wasn't real. It was just a pretty fake. Like this god of yours, Benevelza. You know he's not omniscient. There are some things even he can't see.
Things he can't see. Things like this?
Oh, you're sharp as a knife, aren't you? When did you get to know so much about things? Still, I wonder if God knows his servant has her own agenda.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Welcome back. Once upon a time, Noel was one of the leaders. He helped us in the struggle against the chaos. When the Order took the reins of power, he went underground, but he didn't disappear. He worked from the shadows to help keep the peace.
He's the Lord Patron of Yusnan. If anyone's supposed to protect the people, it's him. But instead, he's hiding away.
I so want to see that show. Maybe I should try the back route after all.
You managed to learn about the back route into the Augur's Quarter. Is that enough, or do you want more info?
If I could only get a glance at Luxurian's own saint.
Don't forget. And how might I be? Thank you very much.
Come on! Step right up! Get the best meat and kebabs in Yusnan! Come back soon!
Welcome! A customer! This is so exciting! What can I get you?
Well, what do you serve?
Anything you want. How about the chef's special made from top-quality recycled materials? Deep-fried niblet hair bowls.
Are you sure that's actually edible?
Oh, yes, it definitely won't kill you, I can guarantee it. And since you're my first customer in days, no charge.
Nothing ventured.
That's the spirit. Take the plunge, I say. Well, does it make your taste buds sing? Are you transported to culinary heaven?
This is...
Too tart? Too much salt, perhaps? I can brush it off if you like.
No, it's actually really good.
God, that is a relief. I mean, of course it's good. I knew you'd love it. I've been working on the recipe for weeks. Unfortunately, it's not very nutritious. People are more health conscious these days, which is ironic considering the times.
Nutritious or not, you'd think that more people would come back for this.
I think it must be me. I just don't have a head for business. No matter how hard I work, I just can't seem to attract more customers. I've been living on the brink of financial ruin for years now. My son got sick of it, so he left.
You've got the chops to be a good cook, though. Why don't you try to find yourself a partner? You know, someone you trust who has a better head for business.
Now that you mention it, I hear there's a famous food expert here in Yusnan. Apparently he specializes in turning around lost causes like mine. I'll bet... No, I know he could help me, but how do I find him? All I know is his name.
And what is it?
Gordon Gourmet. Despite his fame, he's hard to track down. If you do happen to run into him, could you tell him about CDs?
Gordon Gourmet. I'll remember it.
You are far too kind. Thank you so much. I hope you find him soon.
You need to create as much confusion as possible. Get rid of those guards.
Not my watch!
The gawkers are enjoying your performance. Give him something to get excited about.
Welcome.
Do come again.
Tell me, are you the famous food expert?
Possibly. I do boast a certain renown in culinary circles. It cannot be denied. I see. CD's restaurant, you say? I do hate to see a good restaurant go undiscovered by the dining public.
So, will you help him out? I can take you right there.
Oh no. CD's restaurant? I'm afraid you will have to find someone else. I'm sorry.
I can't persuade you?
Impossible. This city is overflowing with restaurants crying out for the deft helping hand of Gordon Gourmet. I'm run ragged trying to keep up. And, well, you see... Right, my rule. I have an ironclad policy. I cannot help an establishment unless the owner approaches me directly.
You just made that up, didn't you? All right, can you do this for me? Just give me some advice now and I'll pass it along to the owner. You don't have to come to the restaurant at all.
That sounds reasonable. I mean, I'd hate to see a restaurant serving fried niblet hairballs go under. Except, if I give advice, I need to make sure that it is communicated accurately, with total precision. And that means my messenger has to understand the instructions perfectly.
Well, I guess that rules me out. I don't know the first thing about fine dining.
Oh, you don't have to be a top chef, or even a garde-manger. All you need is a discerning palate. Practically anyone can acquire one with a little training.
I'm not sure what you mean by a discerning palate, but I don't think I have one.
Trust me when I say it can be found. In fact, a tour of the best establishments of the Glutton's Quarters should do.
Come enjoy the healthy fruits of the earth!
To the city. The banquet of the Lord in the Glutton Quarter is now open and serving brunch. Be sure to drop by and enjoy the spectacular views and some of the best food in the city.
The banquet of the Lord, we are happy to
welcome. When offering a complete dining experience to discerning patrons, superb food and excellent drinks are not enough. One must always anticipate the needs of your patrons. I am constantly assessing the dining space from the viewpoint of my customers, the comfort, the decor. Our customers want more than just a meal. They come for the memories they can savor for years to come.
That was useful information, but you still have more to learn. You should visit more restaurants in the Glutton's Quarter. You've been spotted. Fight your way through. If you run, you'll end up being trapped. You need to fight.
Right up. Get the best meat and kebabs in Houston. Our meat is shipped directly from the wildlands. We use only natural ingredients, none of that synthetic stuff. Grilling and roasting are the best. The key is knowing how to seal in the juices and flavors. And we do that better than anyone else.
Light, I'm glad you're enjoying all the food, but I hope all these rich meals don't slow you down.
Every one of our fish is fresh caught and delicious. We get our seafood fresh every morning. Comes straight out of the ocean. Tastes great raw or grilled. A chef is even more important when preparing uncooked dishes. The way you slice a tuna makes all the difference in the world.
You're gonna be a real food connoisseur by the time this is over. You just have 3 more restaurants left to visit.
Come enjoy the healthy fruits of the earth! Even kids who hate greens love my veggie dishes. Vitamins in vegetables are determined by their color. You want a wide variety for a well-balanced diet.
Two more places, Light, and you'll have managed to sample all the popular restaurants of the Glutton's Quarter.
You found Gordon Gourmet and you told him about my restaurant? Why, thank you.
That restaurant is in my travel guide. Maybe I should try some flan today. If a restaurant is crowded, it must be
Welcome. We have a popular selection of sweets. Our customers come here to put down their shopping bags and rest their weary feet. Our cakes and sweets are the perfect pick-me-up for just about everyone. We put a lot of love into our cakes, and that's what makes them so good. They're like treats for your palate and soul.
Almost there, Light. You have 1 more restaurant left to visit.
So, I was wondering.
If you don't break past these guards, you won't be able to reach Snow.
It's such an incredible honor for a restaurant when he agrees to help them.
Would you like to sample? Welcome! How can I be of help? From the elegant simplicity of straight spirits on the rocks to complex and fruity concoctions with little umbrellas, we serve all kinds of drinks. Cocktails can be served, chilled or warm, shaken or stirred. Everyone has their own preferences. We encourage customers to consult with our staff to create the perfect cocktail to accompany their evening.
Well, you visited all the best restaurants. What do you say, Light? Do you feel like you've learned all there is to know?
Listening to scraps of advice from chefs won't make me an expert. Besides, most of what they told me was common sense, and they didn't tell me anything I hadn't heard before.
Maybe you should go back and talk to a real expert. Go to the Banquet of the Lord and see what Gordon Gourmet has to say.
Houston is a place of magic.
I told her I booked a table.
Well, how goes the culinary tour?
I did what you suggested. I visited the top restaurants in the neighborhood.
That is excellent news. So now let me give you the advice I promised. If CD's restaurant wants to turn its business around... wait, let me ask you something first. You've eaten at CD's and at the best establishments in Yusnan. Why don't you tell me what you think is the main difference between the two? I'd be interested to hear your opinion. In your own words, of course.
Why? Is this some kind of test?
Yes, exactly. Now tell me, what did all the successful restaurants have in common that poor old CD's lacks?
Let me see. Everyone I spoke to was helpful. They seemed honest and open. I don't think they were lying to me, but something seemed off.
Oh, would you care to elaborate?
Well, it almost felt like they were hiding something from the customers. But it wasn't as if they were deliberately lying or trying to deceive anyone. In fact, I don't think they realized it themselves. They thought they were telling me everything they knew. Yes, that's it. It was unconscious, like an instinct. They were hiding something, but they weren't doing it deliberately at all. I'd say the very best chefs, restaurant managers, and bartenders all share some kind of secret. It's like a special ingredient that makes their food stand out from the others.
What a wonderful deduction. You have hit the nail on the head. To think you discovered this answer only after visiting a few establishments. It is as you say, the best, most successful restaurants have a certain je ne sais quoi, a secret something that makes their offerings unique. And finding that something, that is what I do best. In other words, if the restaurant does not already have a special something, then I simply cannot help it.
Then what about CD's? Do you think you can help him?
I can tell you this, the chef there already knows his secret. The talent is there to make that restaurant a success. Unfortunately for him, the secret spice that gives his dishes flair is extremely rare. He cannot secure supplies, and that is why he struggles. Let me be specific. Once upon a time, CD's recipes all featured the spice commonly known as civet musk. But then supplies dried up and the restaurant fell into a long decline.
You seem to know a lot about CD's.
Well, a long time ago, let's just say we have a close history and leave it at that.
Fine by me. All I need to know is that if I can find this spice, the restaurant should start bringing in customers.
Yes, exactly. The problem is the spice is not easy to find. In fact, the only way to acquire it would be to defeat certain monsters. Such a shame. All for want of a single spice, his restaurant is failing. He has the recipe for success, he just needs the final ingredient.
So it turns out this civet musk is a precious commodity. Why don't you let Gordon Gourmet know you have some? He can tell you what to do next.
Ha! I'd recognize that fragrance anywhere. You found civet musk. Thank you indeed. It's very kind what you're doing. CD's is lucky to have you on its side.
Why are you thanking me? If anyone should be grateful, it's me, and the owner of CD's for all of your helpful advice.
Oh, quite so. When you put it that way, of course you're right. I just get caught up in a project and start thinking it's my own restaurant I'm saving. But back to business. Here, I developed this new and original recipe. I want you to take it back to CD's together with the civet musk you acquired. The owner will be waiting anxiously for you.
So, you still don't want to meet him yourself?
I'm afraid that won't happen. Not ever again. However, that doesn't stop me from wishing him and CD's the very best. Please tell him that whatever happens, I'll be praying for his success.
Lightning, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Do you remember what the owner of CD's told us when we met?
You mean the story about his son that ran away from home when the restaurant started struggling? Great minds, Hope. We've both been thinking that maybe this son of his went on to become a famous food expert.
And that's why Gordon won't meet CD's owner. But he still clearly wants to help out. Let's take the civet musk and recipe to CD's.
Feeling weary? Fish is good. What do you think? We still only the
Gordon Gourmet created a new recipe for you. You should make it with this civet musk. Do that and you'll be able to save your restaurant. At least, that's what he said.
Why, thank you! This is wonderful! How can I ever repay you? This is incredible! Everything is here in black and white! A groundbreaking dish! I'd never have thought to do half the things in this recipe. The genius of Gordon Gourmet oozes from every word.
Notice anything else?
About the recipe? No, not particularly. It's well organized, written in a clear hand. Wait. This handwriting, it looks strangely familiar. Yes, I've seen it before. These swirls, these bold loops. Could it be?
I think so. It turns out Gordon Gourmet has a secret identity. He's your long-lost son.
He is? And you're sure it was him who created this wonderful recipe? But more importantly, he's in this town. Is he happy?
You have nothing to worry about. He's doing great. Except, I'm really sorry, but I don't think he wants to see you again. I can't tell you where he is.
But why? Yes, we quarreled when he left, but that was a long time ago. Is he still angry at me?
Do you have a message for him? I can make sure he gets it.
Well, how about this? I'm gonna make his dish, just like the recipe lays out. Would you be so good as to deliver it to him? At the very least, I want him to try it. Truth be told, what I really want to tell him is to come back to CD's and work with me. Perhaps if he knew that I still haven't lost my touch. Would that be enough to entice him back? I don't know.
I don't think words alone will do it, but if he tries your dish and likes it, that might be enough for him.
And there it is, finished at last. Here, please, I want you to be the first to taste it.
All right. I'm feeling hungry anyway. Wow. This might be the most delicious thing I've ever had in my entire life. Really, it's incredible.
Why, thank you. Although all the credit must go to my son, it was his doing. Here, I've made enough for one more. I've asked you for many favors, but would you do this last thing for me?
Sure. I'll take it to Gordon Gourmet.
Here at the banquet of the Lord.
Oh, do I smell what I think I smell? I do, don't I? That must be my recipe.
Yes, the owner at CD's insisted that I bring you a portion so you could taste it for yourself.
I see. Well, then... Oh, yes. A perfect balance of fuzzy mutton and civet musk. The palate sings. It's a microcosm of culinary delight. A theme park of olfactory and gustatory attractions. And if you think that's hyperbole, I've only just begun. This is even better than I imagined. I always knew he was a skilled chef, but this...
So, why don't you go back there and help him out again in the kitchen?
Go back? What do you mean? I've never... Oh, all right. The cat's out of the bag. You've somehow figured it out. What my true identity is. Yes, I admit it. I am indeed the son of the owner of CD's restaurant. It was a long time ago, but one day we quarreled, and I left the shop vowing never to return. We fought over cooking, you see. But even after I left, I vowed that one day I would rebuild the restaurant. That's what started me on my journey to becoming Gordon Gourmet. Since then, I devoted every waking hour to learning about the culinary arts. After many years of study, I finally had an epiphany. I realized what CD's restaurant needed to regain its former glory.
You had a falling out because of the menu? But when your father saw your recipe, he was thrilled. All he could talk about was how he dreamed of you coming back. So the two of you could run the restaurant together, just like old times.
So he recognizes my ability. Oh, but it's too late. I can't go back now. The fact is, I abandoned him in the restaurant when times were tough. I'm ashamed of what I did. I can't face him again.
You mustn't feel that way, my son.
Father, how did you find me?
My apologies to the young lady, but I wanted to see you. I followed her after she left the shop. What do you say? Let's start over. You set out on your own, did things your own way, stayed true to yourself, working hard to achieve your dreams. And now look what you can do. The recipe that you created was amazing. I've never seen the likes of it before. What can I say except that I am proud of you?
But Father, I left you.
Not in my wildest dreams could I have conceived of such a dish. Indeed, if you had given it to me back then, I doubt I would have recognized its greatness. But worse, I wouldn't have believed you could be capable of such a thing. I always underestimated you, my son. For that, you have my sincere apologies.
It's all right. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for abandoning you and the restaurant when you were struggling to keep it going.
Looks like you two have made up.
Yes. Now let's get to it, shall we? Together.
We'll make CD's a success again!
So that was the end of the side mission. Excuse me. And like I said, you're gonna be seeing me in more videos like this where I'm gonna be doing some of the main missions, but then I'm gonna tail off and do some of these side missions to help her. So when she goes to pray to the tree, she can have more souls. This one was actually a fun one and a pretty easy one, so it was a good starting one to show y'all. There's still some in the other town that I was at that I didn't finish, that I'm gonna go back and finish. So thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support that I got on this channel and these videos, and stay tuned for part 7.